Hello, and welcome to this edition of Guarding the Truth, brought to you by the Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church and sponsored by the Standard Bearers Foundation. Guarding the Truth is a video series designed to help the layman or the average everyday Christian with their walk through a world that's seemingly gone haywire. We present current, critical, challenging, and controversial issues to help you on your day-to-day walk. Our voice of reason is the senior pastor of the Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church, Pastor Michael W. Boston Sr. Pastor Boston, in past episodes of Guarding the Truth, we've touched on several controversial, critical, and challenging issues in different subject matter. But this time I'd like to ask you this question that seems to be very prevalent in our society today. What is prosperity theology, and what are the signs of prosperity theology?
Prosperity theology. I was wondering when we were going to get to that. Prosperity theology, not only is it a current issue, not only is it a critical issue, not only is it a controversial issue, but I would even say it's not even just a contemporary issue. It's an issue that is prevailing, especially in the Christian community, that speaks of individuals prospering primarily or initially, materially or physically. Prosperity theology, I have to say it, is damning. It's damning, it's detrimental, and it causes Christians to go in a downward spiral instead of a faithful or an upward spiral. Oftentimes when people want to defend the Bible or not use the Bible to defend what they want to do, they'll look for something specific in the Bible and will not accept the principle. Well, I would like for people to take the specifics of the Bible and use them to glorify God, because there's nowhere in the Bible where it specifically says that an individual must prosper to prove some type of spirituality or godliness. And there are occasions in the Bible where it speaks to prosperity, and I'd like to read one. In 3 John chapter 1 verse 2, it says, "Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers." Now, as we see that, it does not speak of any financial prosperity. It does not speak of any material prosperity. It speaks of health, and then it speaks of your soul. Also in Joshua chapter 1, where I've heard this misused, Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, where it says, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have success." Even in that, prosperity is not a means to an end. Prosperity is not the goal. It's something that you experience along the way. So when I see men or women who falsely teach prosperity theology or gospel, making it as the goal or the means to an end, that in and of itself is incorrect, because the Bible never presents it like that. I tell people all the time, success is not the goal. That's something that you experience as you walk obediently along the way to the goal that God has designed and desired for each individual and every believer. So, in a nutshell, prosperity theology is any type of theology that promotes the benefit, the welfare of men first and not God. That's the sign.
Now, since we're on that subject, let me ask you another question. What is the consequence of being led by a theologian who preaches and teaches prosperity theology?
Again, it turns God into someone who he is not. God is not a genie that pops out of a bottle when we rub on him and grants our wishes or our demands. In a spiritual sense, people like to say the word desires, but the truth of the matter is prosperity gospel make demands on God. It doesn't speak of our fulfilling our desires. It puts demands on God. So Signs are, it benefits the individual first. I believe the teacher or false teacher, if you will, who promotes that is damning the soul to look for things that God has not promised. And if we're looking for things that God has not promised, not only will we not find them, but it also draws us away from finding God.
We promise you subject matter that's current, critical, challenging, and sometimes controversial. That's Guarding the Truth. Brought to you by the Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church and sponsored by the Standard Bearers Foundation. Visit us online for more information at cbfc.org, or you can visit Pastor Boston at his other social media destinations: Facebook, Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church; on Twitter, Pastor_Boston; or on Blogspot, MikeWBostonSR.blogspot.com. That's it for this edition of Guarding the Truth, where we're guarding the truth until God comes.